All right, welcome back to the Sweet Science of Fighting Underground. We have a match between Dylan Garofalo and Angel Morales. I'll be honest, I don't know who either one of these guys are. I don't know if I'm supposed to know, but I'm sure they're fantastic. I watch a lot of jiu-jitsu, so maybe I have seen them. We'll get started. This one was sent to me just because there was apparently a lot of guard work, a lot of leg entanglements. So we'll get started. If you haven't yet, click the link in the description where you can get access to all the strength and conditioning programs. So let's get started here. I'm not quite sure of the rule set, to be honest. I'm assuming it's just like everything else. Okay, right off the bat, we just sit to guard, so it's probably going to be some guard playing. I don't know if they're penalized for pulling guard here. Okay, there's an inversion to reverse de la Riva. Not to the back, but just to get this ankle lock grip. This is a technique that's been used for a little while. Used to be reverse de la Riva was used to get to the back. Now it's, well, I'm sure it's been like this for a while, but you're seeing a lot more people using it to just get a grip on that straight ankle. The issue is trying to get his legs wrapped around the leg. So he keeps inverting here, which is good. He lost the leg. Now he's trying to get control of the legs because he needs to get wrapped around it. So we're here. Okay, so not such a great position. Both his legs are on the inside here. He needs Angel's leg between his leg, and he has not yet established. He does have an ankle lock grip, so this is keeping Angel connected and kind of locked into this position. And this is interesting. Look at the hand here on the anchor on the shoulder. So this is good. He can actually start to try to climb to the back here. Can't get there quite if the ankle lock, or if he holds that ankle lock grip. However, since he does not have the leg between his legs, eventually Dylan will be forced to actually let go of that grip. So we'll see if he can get the legs wrapped around here. So he inverts. That was nice to kind of reset the position to give him another shot at getting to the leg. And it looked like possibly going to the back here. Look at the body lock. Okay, see if he can pop this leg out over here, he can get into like a reverse guard or donkey guard type position. There's the leg. So now he's entering into a bit of a donkey guard position here, just from the back. All right, so he switched back. Now it looks like the leg is between his legs. He's going for a toe hold. So now we see a double outside ashi position here, grabbing a toe hold. Really shooting deep with that arm. Morales looks pretty chill here. The leg is bent, which is good for Dylan here, but he really needs to be able to create some rotation in this position. There he goes. So he's starting to create rotation, and Morales got up on the shoulder here. He might possibly invert here. You can see that grip. Got his hand here. He's pulling down on this arm right here, on Dylan's arm. Dylan really needs his arm, obviously, to create downward pressure, to create that fulcrum. So now that the grip is no longer really useful, there we go. He'll switch it. Yep, I was about to say he's gonna have to switch it to a heel. So this is a pretty solid position. We'll see if Morales can actually slip this heel. That's pretty tight. Nope, lost it. So he switched back to the ankle lock to hold on to the position. He's in a double outside position. Morales like he shot back there for a second to go for a heel hook. Changed his mind, going forward. Getting a heavy leg. Again, Dylan doing a good job. He's going to go belly down here. Trying to go for a belly down ankle lock. Let it go. Morales building on top, putting pressure down. Good, he's got the leg bent here. This is good. He can start to try to drive pressure through. He's going to have a problem getting past this leg, though, because the leg is folded through there. Yep. So this is good. He needs to get a hold of the head here. Okay, so now there's extension. So now it's pretty good bite on the heel here. And if he can get that knee right there. So I was going to say, if Morales can get this knee off the ground, which he did, and get it posted on the thigh, and then pin this bottom leg down to the ground, he's going to be okay here. He'll be able to do a back step, and if he can actually do a full back step or even half a back step, he may possibly be able to invert to type of berimbolo to get to attack Dylan's back here. So we'll see how this plays out. See if he gets Okay, so Dylan's doing a good job here. He's trying to maintain the knee line, trying to pull it back in. You see the bottom leg here is being stapled. The knee is staying off the ground. Morales' knee is staying off the ground. It's very important. I'm trying to go do some direct hand fighting to peel that hand off, which is correct. That's good. Okay, there's that back step. So there's the back step here. If this knee starts to get pinched right around here, you can actually roll through to the back. Nope. So he's switching back. Trying to sit down on top of Dylan here. That's actually good. It puts pressure down. See, Dylan needs extension here. He needs to extend Morales away from his body to actually finish that heel hook and possibly go to a belly down heel hook. But as long as Morales stays here on top, pins that bottom leg so that he can't invert, keeps his weight back. See how he stepped through there? So now he can free that leg. So that was really slick. Morales actually stepped his second leg through, so now both his legs are in the inside position. So now he can just come forward. Now it's going to be up to Dylan to reset. Morales looks like he falls back for his own leg lock and gets stuck back into double outside ashi. Okay, so now there's a reap through to the inside. So no longer double outside ashi. Now we're going to what we refer to usually as it's referred to all kinds of different things, but I first saw it done in Sambo many years ago. And so I refer to it as a Sambo knot position, but basically just reaping the leg with Morales' leg on the outside. So this is a good reaping position, keeping the ankle lock grip to stay attached so that he can't pop out. So notice, as long as Dylan keeps this ankle lock grip, Morales can't really climb to the back here. He obviously needs to free this foot. If he can anchor up on the upper body here with his arms like a head and arm, or get to the back like a seatbelt or something, then he can start to pry this leg out. But if Dylan doesn't want to let go of the leg, I mean, it's just going to be difficult. They can just be a war of attrition here. So here we go. So this will be interesting to see the war of attrition. I mean, we got this tripod pressure down, got the head and arm. He's finally got upper body connection. This is going to put a ton of pressure on Dylan here to actually release the leg. So there's the release of the leg. And the leg's not out yet, though. See how he still got it? There, he went right back to it. So he went right back to the ankle lock grip. Switching the legs to the inside, going for a belly down ankle. Framing out to get some space. Okay, there's an anchor onto the shoulder here, trying to get to connection. There we go. But you notice, as long as Dylan keeps this ankle lock grip on this bottom foot here, Angel's not going to pass. Like, that's an ankle lock grip because you can see the entire foot. He's going to invert, go back to the ankle lock, go back to a double outside ashi, and invert again. Just want to pause here for a second, since obviously this is going to be this guy's game. It appears that he's extremely good at this position, double outside ashi, Sama knot position, and 50-50 position, and using inversions to reset the position. This is, it used to be double outside ashi was it was used for a long time, and then people figured out that there was a lot of back exposure. So, you didn't see it used for a little while because it's kind of considered a quote unquote weak position. But if you understand how to reset the position, which is invert to the inside and to the outside, and switch your legs to the inside and to the outside, then it's actually a very useful position, especially when you combine it with an ankle lock grip, because ankle lock grips, really keeps the person, it's a stifling position. It keeps the person in the leg lock. As long as you know how to invert and reset the position, you'll be fine. They can't actually get full access to your back and pass. So we're probably going to see that. It's also good for, wrestle ups and changing, from leg locks to upper body attacks. So there he is. He has the leg. So he's going to try to invert here. So you get to the back. See if he pops out the back. Maybe use a pendulum here. So he's going to pop out the back here. Boom. So right back into the double outside ashi. The arm is stuck in there. Not a big deal. It's usually probably a good thing. There we go. So now we switch to the triangle. So the triangle with the double outside ashi. And I'm sorry, it's not a double outside ashi. It was a 50-50. And now looks like Morales threw his leg back to the outside to get that outside position. Now we're back in the same exact position. It's a double outside ashi. The difference is now Dylan does not have an ankle lock grip, so that's a problem. He has an underhook. And he's actually doesn't have a double outside ashi anymore. He has to switch to a K guard. So you can see the foot here, the knee's down right here, Dylan's knee, his foot. So this is a K-guard type position. This crossface is stopping that head and arm. Looks like he's going to try to go for an arm triangle here. But he may not be able to get high enough. Doesn't look like he's able to get high enough. But he's just holding on to this. It's a good bite on the leg here. All right, so that was pretty good. So I believe they get the rule set here is they get a 1 minute rest, 3 rounds. So a bit of a recap. It's a double outside ashi, invert, and how he's sitting back onto Morales. Then he sits down to get a toe hold. He's going to try to roll through to get that toe hold to his left. Okay, now he switches his feet to the inside, goes to a sambo, belly down, sambo knot. Now the knees off the mat. That's good. Morales is pinning that leg to the ground. Looking for a possible back step. Again, another double outside ashi position. But it looks like his foot switches to the inside here. So his foot's on the outside here. And I think eventually he switches it to the inside to actually get to the K-guard. All right, so in my opinion, I mean, Dylan had all the attacks there, so I think that was a win for him. That round was a win for him, but I don't think they're doing it that way with this this particular venue. I think that's it appears to be point based. That was a good double. It was a kick. So now they're wrestling. Okay, so this would be interesting. A little bit of a headbutt. It's a bit frantic here. It's a double under. Try to toss him over the side there. So they're both doing some wrestling. So there's some judo stance there. Looked like an Uchimata trying to get set up there. Just kind of threw him off. These guys are moving now. Sits to guard. Interesting. All right, so reverse Ilahiva. Let's see if he goes back to the same leg entanglement. So he's in reverse Ilahiva. And Morales is controlling that outside leg because he doesn't want to go to the back. And that's fine. Dylan is just using this to get to this ankle lock grip and to double outside ashi. Now I see the double outside. Still has the foot hooked in here, but producing a bit of an X. Okay, so now we're in double outside ashi. I'm sorry. This is 50-50 because the leg is crossed over the body. So Morales' leg is crossed to the inside. So it's technically a 50-50 position. Okay, so now we're actually in a full 50-50 position. Now, Angel has to worry about the inversions to the inside now. If he can get his hips extended and go to the inside, you can see now Dylan's actually trying to go to the inside and invert. Trying to get to a backside 50-50 position if he can get that inversion. But he's going to have to get his head all the way back to the other side, go underneath. And there you go. Now he's just trying to go directly to the heel. Now this is a very different type of heel hook. It's an inside heel hook, so it's going to be much stronger than the outside heel hook. So he's going to dig the heel here. He's trying to dig the heel up here on his shoulder. There's some extension here now, so you may see, that was going to say right there, boom. So that was really nice. You see how this is classic 50-50 attacking to dig the heel. You can actually invert towards your opponent, especially when there's extension. Look how far their heads are away from each other. Once that extension happens, there's a lot of space here. As long as he contracts here and starts to invert, you can actually dig the heel much easier than just bridging on his shoulder. So now he has a pretty good bite on the heel. We'll see what happens here. Going to a belly down, the heel slips. Interesting. And now there's a back step. Now that the heel has slipped, you can actually safely go to a back step. All right, so Morales did a good job, man. He's just defending these. These are pretty solid, pretty tight heel hooks, and he's escaping him. He's slipping the heel. There again, you can see the 50-50. He's inverting to try to dig the heel here. Try to go through. Now he's attacking the second leg. He's going to try to get on top. Okay, 50-50 again. Nope. Now we're on to double outside ashi. You can see now Morales' leg is on the outside. We're going to see possibly him go to the knees. Yep, Dylan's going to go to the knees. There's a back step, switch. Now there's a scramble to get to the top. And Dylan is now to the top position. We can see now if Angel has a guard, what kind of guard he's going to choose to use. I'm sure he has a guard. It just depends on which one he's going to gravitate towards here. Right now it's currently just him controlling inside position, getting a scoop on the leg, getting a bit of a knee shield here. It's like maybe Kimura. It's not going to do that. He's fighting his left arm back to the inside position. Whenever somebody's pressure passing and doing this type of pass, you need to maintain your inside position, and that's kind of what Morales is doing here. That left arm should needs to stay to the inside and not allow it to, Dillon to actually get an underhook. So Morales needs to win the underhook position, and it looks like he has. So you can look at his left arm here, and you can see that he has won the inside, the underhook, and that's critical. So now he has both underhooks, and it appears he's starting to go for a lockdown. So there's a lockdown with the legs. Yes, that is a lockdown. So there's a lockdown with the legs with 2 double unders. It's a pretty good position. Could wrestle up here if Dillon tries to retract a little bit here. I'm not sure if what these 2 points are here. I don't know if that's points or okay, so now we fall into the side. And if you get a Kimura grip, yep, I was going to say if he gets that Kimura grip, that's going to be trouble. So he has a Kimura grip. We'll see where he decides to go with this. He can go all types of different directions here. So you can see him get maybe the wrist behind the back, go to T Kimura position, set up a triangle, cut up arm bars, set up the back. What he's going to do here. So he has an underhook on this side. We'll see what he tries to do with the other side. So he's throwing an underhook on the other side as well, because it looks like he wants to go to the back. So when you're going to the back here, it's good to have, double unders is going to actually give you more technically connection with your partner to get you attached. Seatbelt is a little easier without the hooks. Is going to be easier to for your partner to maneuver and move around. But when you get to double unders, you're pretty stuck to your partner. They can't just shake you off basically by tripoding or standing up. They can't. It's not as easy until you get your hooks in. So he tries to throw a hook in there. He missed it. Punching the neck down there, which is interesting. He's going back to a seatbelt right here. So I really like what Angel does here. He doesn't really care about the seatbelt here or the choke or anything. He's just really monitoring the knees. And you see this all the time. This isn't anything new. If you deny the hooks, that just means that he can move around, he can turtle, he can wrestle, he can do all these things. As soon as those hooks come in, then you're having to produce an escape from the back. So Dillon does not have control of the back yet. He needs those hooks. And as long as he keeps those, monitors that leg. See, there you go. So you can see him now. He's going to the inside position, trying to block that leg from coming over. He needs to be careful, though, that the leg doesn't clamp down on top of his arm, and then you're going to be stuck in sort of possibly like a triangle position. There's no bottom hook. You can see the foot out here is out, and that's my point. Is like now he's blocked this leg and blocked the bottom leg, and now he can technically get to top here. He's going to turn. Okay, so now this is interesting. The hook has come over. The second leg has come over, but there's no underhook. The right leg needs to come over top here so we can get maybe possibly a triangle. Okay, so this looks like a possible triangle position to the back. And this is a good posture. Angel got his head up and postured up and was able to slide out of that. There's a frame inverting to try to get to the leg and just pops him over. Some crazy scrambles. All right, cool. So they're going to reset. All right. See if they wrestle a little more here. Nope. I'm going to sit to guard. So it sits to guard. So it looks like maybe a Choi bar. Yeah. Okay. So now he's going to look for some upper body attacks here. See if we can get a clamp on the arm. If you can get a clamp on that arm, he can start to go throw the left leg over, start to get a Choi bar. And Angel kind of bends the arm here and to protect from that straight arm that could possibly be there. But in doing this, he really allows Dillon to latch onto the arm here to actually free his left leg, his outside leg here, and start to go for Choi bars. And there's the left leg. I mean, it's pretty standard now. Once you get that underhook, you know that left leg's the outside leg's going to come through. And there's going to be, and the reason why this is such a strong position, it's not just an arm bar. You can go to arm bars, it's Kimuras, you can switch to triangles, you can actually attack the back. You can do a lot of things from this position. So he's going to try to go inverted here. It kicks him over. That's really interesting. Okay, so that was kind of neat. I haven't seen that before. Somebody like throw them over top of him. So that's kind of cool. Another rest break, so they get 1 minute rest. This is kind of the same thing that we just saw from the first round. Just a lot of leg entanglement. He's very, very good at that reverse AIGA to establish the ankle lock, going into to get attached, then going into a double outside ashi, and switching between that 50-50 and inverting between both those positions, samba knot position, and inverting it there as well. So he's very good at just repeating that over and over and over. We saw a couple of bites on the leg there that were really good. Saw some good scrambles, some wrestling scrambles. So that was a really good inversion there. I don't know. Again, I don't know what the rule set is, but if this was a different rule set, I mean, I would say Dylan is obviously more offensive here, and Angel is definitely more defensive. See, there's a little feint, a couple of feints. See if they're going to wrestle. There's a shot, gets the single, and they go off the mat. Yep. Ooh, hit the TV. All right, so they go off the mat. They're going to see if they can save the TV. All right, so feint again. See if he sits to guard or he decides to wrestle. Sits to guard. So I think he's getting penalized for sitting to his guard. I don't think that's good. So again, double outside ashi, switching to the heel hook, switching it over to 50-50. So now we're in 50-50 position. He's looking for possible inversion here to dig the heel. And this is the correct stance. Angel's doing a good job. I mean, whenever you get stuck in 50-50 here, obviously don't drive straight forward. This actually just helps the person invert underneath you. This stance here, this wide stance angled off, is the best thing you can do because it angles your heel. Angel's heel here is angled to the rib of Dylan here, which obviously protects his heel, which forces Dylan to actually have to try to dig the heel by inverting. But the inversion can easily be stopped, obviously, if you're aware of it, because you can, everybody's like, these days throat checking everybody, so you can actually throat check here. You can do a crossface. You can just put your hand there and block the head from going underneath you. But this wide stance, angled off stance, is actually very important to build up and to keep your legs safe. Don't ever drive forward when somebody's in 50-50, obviously. Okay, here's the inversion trying to happen so he can dig the heel. And Angel staying really low here, low to the ground. He's fighting the hands. And now Dylan's trying to just do an inversion. Okay, so he rolled all the way through, which is really good. Didn't need the full inversion. He's just trying to dig the heel here. And Morales is just keeping up with him. You know, as he rolls and rolls. You can't, normally you wouldn't technically try to roll in 50-50 because you'd break your own leg. But because the grip has not been established, he's not able to dig the heel here. He can actually roll through. Again, see now the inversion's happening, and now that he's trying to get that head underneath so he can dig that heel deep. So now he's not going to be able to get the leg because Angel has the arm here. He's trapped the arm, so he can't get his head through. So this will be interesting what he switches into here. He's still going for it. You can see Angel blocking the head. There's the hips up to try to get elevation to spin through. Now he's behind, so that's good. Now he's behind Angel here. See if he can dig. He's lost the knee line, it appears. So he's lost the knee line. Morales pummels his other leg through. Sitting back on top. Not allowing the knee to hit the mat, which is good. The backside 50 is a little different. It's a little more risky than if he was on the outside, but he can still play this game by pinning this bottom leg here, pinning that to the ground, keeping that knee elevated off the ground, and just keeping his pressure back towards it. Now he's going to sit back because he lost the knee line, so he can actually free his knee. And Dylan does a really good job just keeping that underhook and just staying attached, like never letting go and just re-establishing his legs in one of those three positions. So switch to a hook here. So standard hook. Inverting back under to get to appears maybe to the back here, but he's probably going to switch it to a leg. Switch it to the leg right there. So back into the double outside ashi position. I'm sorry, 50-50 position. You see the leg is on the inside now. So now we're in a 50-50. He's going to try to invert to the inside. And Morales is not letting him. He's just kind of turning his back. And now he switches to go take the back, which is good. That was a good attempt. Morales having a really hard time trying to pass the guard here. I mean, clearly Dylan has a really good, very active guard. Again, right back into the leg entanglement. Sitting back now to try to sit on top. And then Morales is building up height to try to prevent him from sitting on top of him, which is good. Back to the inversion to a possible knee bar, it looked like. Rolling back through. Okay, so he's trying to do this sit back. This is really terrible on the knee, in my opinion, but he's young. He can take it. So we got the knee. He's going to try to sit back and maybe do. But now Morales is getting up, so he didn't allow that. But then he just back steps and goes and tries to take the back. So Dylan tried to take the back there. Tries to wrestle up out of this position. But Morales is onto him here and was able to out-scramble him there. Going for double unders. Classic. Kind of old school. Going to double unders. Try to throw past the guard. And repummeling back into Troy bar position. So he has a Kimura grip. He's going to try to drive that left leg. Drive that left leg through there. And either do a back step with his right leg to get to a triangle or back step to try to get to a back attack. So he does a back step to get to the triangle. They got about 15 seconds left here. I think these are penalties. I don't know. I think it must be from sitting to guard. Switches to the outside. And that's time. Okay, so I mean, clearly Dylan, in a different format, Dylan would have won that match just based off of the constant attacking. But because I believe he must have lost, obviously, because the rule set was sitting to guard. Probably cost him as a penalty, I suppose. And so I don't know. I think that's really interesting. I think both guys. This is really a good match to actually study for those specific positions. Because obviously Dylan's phenomenal at the double outside ashi, the samanat, the 50-50, and really managing those positions and switching from ankle lock to heel hooks to inversions to resets. All this is really fantastic and actually how you should be playing those positions. And then of course, on the flip side to that, Morales was showing really, really good defense and escapes from all those positions, because those are pretty solid positions. And he slipped the hill several times. He escaped several times. I think he just couldn't get past that. It's very difficult when somebody's really good at that to get them off your leg. If you can't get them off your leg and they just keep resetting you, you can't pass. So there were a few opportunities you could have passed, but hey, there it is. So that was a good match. I enjoyed doing the breakdown. That was that was very interesting. So we'll do some more from this. This just happened a few weeks ago, so there'll be, I'm sure, a lot more matches coming up. But that'll be it for this one. All right, thanks.